Hello students, good morning. Today we are going to study in chapter number 3, current electricity. We are going to study Wheatstone Bridge. So it is the chapter number 3, current electricity is the name of the chapter. Now from this chapter, today's topic is Wheatstone Bridge. Little bit of this we have already discussed last time, but now we are going to study this in detail. So the definition part should be well known. I am revising it. Wheatstone bridge is a group of 4 resistances. So let me write Wheatstone bridge is a group of 4 resistances P, Q, R and S. P, Q, R and S, out of which P and Q are connected in series. Then the other 2 resistances R and S, they are also connected in series, and these 2 are connected in parallel. They are connected in parallel, and this combination of 4 resistances was made by the scientist Wheatstone. Therefore it is called a Wheatstone bridge. Let me draw the circuit diagram of the Wheatstone bridge with 4 resistances P, Q, R and S. So the diagram is somewhat like this of Wheatstone bridge. Like this: P, Q, R and S. Let me mark these as A, B, C and D. Now you find that in order to provide the current in the Wheatstone bridge, we have one battery with a plug key. This is the battery key, and we find that one galvanometer of resistance G is connected across the vertical diagonal points B and D with a tapping key TK. So we find that here in the circuit BK is the battery key, TK is the tapping key. This tapping key is to make and break the circuit. It's just like call bell switch. When you press the tapping key, the galvanometer is there in the circuit in between the point B and D. When you release the tapping key, the galvanometer is out of the circuit. So this is the diagram of the Wheatstone bridge. Diagram of Wheatstone bridge, as we are able to see clearly. Okay, now let us come to the principle of Wheatstone bridge. Principle of Wheatstone bridge. Now it states that if P by Q equal to R by S, then no current flows through the galvanometer. That is, in this case, the current Ig is 0 and the bridge is said to be balanced. So when P upon Q equal to R upon S, the bridge is said to be balanced, and for this Ig is found to be 0 and the potential of the point B and D, that is VB, must be equal to VD. This we can do by adjusting the values of the resistances of the Wheatstone bridge. We can make the current Ig 0. In that case, P upon Q is equal to R upon S. But if P upon Q is not equal to R upon S, then this is called the unbalanced Wheatstone bridge. Unbalanced Wheatstone bridge. And for the unbalanced Wheatstone bridge, Ig is not equal to 0. It means certain amount of current will flow through the galvanometer, and we find that we find that the potential of the point B, that is VB, is not equal to the potential of the point D. So the bridge may be balanced or the bridge may be unbalanced, but the balanced Wheatstone bridge is much more useful for us, because when we have P upon Q is equal to R upon S, then with this equation, with this condition of the balanced Wheatstone bridge, we can find out one unknown resistance if other three resistances are known. Now let us derive the condition of balanced Wheatstone bridge. Okay, let me write here. Is this that the derivation of balanced Wheatstone bridge condition that is to derive P upon Q equal to R upon S. Alright, now to derive this, let us assume that the battery which we have connected across the horizontal diagonal points A and C gives the current I in the circuit. The current I at the point A will split as per Kirchhoff's current law, and let the current I1 goes along the resistance P, and the remaining current I minus I1 would flow through the resistance R. Now at the point B, junction point B, again we can apply the Kirchhoff's current law and let Ig current go through the galvanometer from the point B to the point D. So the remaining current would be I1 minus Ig, which would flow through the resistance Q. Okay, the tapping key is pressed, therefore the current Ig is flowing through the arm BD, as we are able to see. Now here at the point D, the current Ig which is coming from the galvanometer and the current I minus I1 which is coming from the resistance R again get combined as per the Kirchhoff's first law, current law, and here we find that the total current will be I minus I1 plus Ig. Now at the point C, if you want to check, at the point C the total current would be I only. So the same current I which is coming out from the positive terminal of the battery is going back to the battery through the negative terminal. So as per the Kirchhoff's current law, we have the distribution of current. So we write that as shown in the above diagram, the various current distribution takes place. Okay, this is as per Kirchhoff's current law as we have discussed. Now we apply Kirchhoff's voltage law to the closed loop. The closed loop is A, B, D, A taken. This we have taken as clockwise. The loop we have taken is as clockwise. Now here the law is the algebraic sum of the product of current and resistance is equal to the algebraic sum of the EMF. So we find that I1P product is positive, taken in the direction of the current, plus IG G, where capital G is equal to the resistance of the galvanometer. Okay, minus Now we are proceeding in the direction against the current. So it is I minus I1 R equal to sum of the EMF. There is no source of EMF, there is no battery in the loop A, B, D, A. So we write this as 0. This is equation number 1. Okay, now we apply Kirchhoff's voltage law to the closed loop. Applying Kirchhoff voltage law to the loop. Now the loop is B, C, D, B. The loop is B, C, D, B. Taken. This is also taken. What? Clockwise. Again, IR equal to sum of the EMF. Therefore, we will be getting I1 minus IG into Q, taken in the direction of the current, so it is positive. Now we are moving in the direction opposite to the current, so it is with the negative sign. This is the negative sign. I minus I1 plus IG into S. Again we are moving in a direction opposite, so minus IGG equal to the sum of EMF. Again there is no source of current, so it is 0. This is equation number 2. Now we have one very special condition, that when we write when IG is 0. When IG is 0, it means the current is not flowing through the galvanometer. So when IG is 0, from equation 1 and equation 2, see what we are going to get. We are going to get I1P plus 0 minus I minus I1 R equal to 0, or I'll write here, or I1P equal to I minus I1 R. This is equation number 3. Okay. Now substituting in equation number 2, we get substituting Ig equal to 0 in equation 2. In equation 2, what we are going to get? Just observe carefully. I1Q minus I minus I1 S minus 0 is 0, or I1Q equal to I minus I1 S. This is equation number 4. Now dividing 3 by 4, equation number 3 by 4, we find that what we'll be getting is P upon Q equal to R upon S. This is the condition which we have obtained is one very important relation. Out of the four resistances P, Q, R and S, if any three resistances are known, we can find out the unknown resistance. Now we are going to solve some numerical questions based on this. All right, so we have the numerical questions based on Wheatstone bridge. Question number one. Question number one is like this. I'll write here. Find the equivalent resistance between the points A and B and total current in the circuit given below. Let me draw the diagram. Diagram is made like this in this numerical question. Okay, one battery is there of 10 volt EMF, one more resistance is there, 1 ohm, this is 2 ohm, this is 4 ohm, this is 4 ohm, and this is 8 ohm, and we have one more resistance. This is the resistance having resistance 10 ohm. All right, so the circuit diagram is somewhat like this, which you are able to see. We have to find out the equivalent resistance between the points A and B, and we have to find out the total current, say I, in the circuit. So very first step to solve this type of numerical questions is to check whether the Wheatstone bridge is balanced or not. Checkpoint is this, that whether P upon Q equal to R upon S. So we find that left hand side we have P upon Q equal to 2 by 4, that is equal to 1 by 2. On right hand side we have R upon S equal to 4 by 8, that is also 1 by 2. So left hand side equal to right hand side, and therefore the bridge is balanced. Now when the bridge is balanced, then we find that the resistance 10 ohm, the bridge is balanced, so 10 ohm resistance which is connected in place of the galvanometer is ineffective. That is, it is dummy. It means no current will flow through the resistance of 10 ohm, and therefore now the network of resistance, 5 resistance, becomes very easy. We find that here we have two resistances, 2 ohm and 4 ohm, they are connected in series. So it will be 2 plus 4, that is equal to 6 ohm, and again there is one combination of series resistances of 4 and 8, so 4 plus 8, that is 12 ohm. They are connected in parallel, so the equivalent resistance EQ we find equal to RS1 into RS2 upon RS1 plus RS2, that is equal to, it will be 6 into 12 divided by 6 plus 12, that is equal to 6 into 12 upon 18. Now here it is 4 ohm. So in across the, so first answer is answer number 1 is this, that the equivalent resistance R EQ between the points AB, this we can write like this also, equal to how much, 4 ohm. It is 4 ohm. Now for second answer, where we have to find out the current I equal to V by R plus R equivalent. Okay, this is the resistance R. So it will be 4, it will be, sorry, 10 volt plus 1 plus 4, that is 10 by 5. So the second answer is 2 ampere current would flow through the circuit. Now one more numerical question we'll be doing. Question number 2 we'll be doing now is this, that find the equivalent resistance between the points A and C of the following network of resistors. All right, now the diagram is somewhat like this. This is the point A, here is the point C. Here it is 5 ohm, 10 ohm, 20 ohm, 25 ohm, and here it is 10 ohm resistance. So let this point be B, this point be D, and this point is already there, it is C. Okay, Now let us draw the above network in the form of wheat stone bridge. It would be somewhat like this. Here is the point A, here is the point C, here is the point B, here is the point D. Okay, now we find that in between A, B, we have the 5 ohm resistance, which is like P, 5 ohm. Okay, in between B and D, we have the resistance of 25 ohm, which is like the galvanometer resistance G. In between BC, okay, BC we have 10 ohm. Okay, then in between AD, this is A and D, 10 ohm. Then here it is in between DC, 20 ohm. This is P, Q, this is R, and this is S. Now we find that P upon Q is equal to R upon S. That is 5 by 10 equal to 10 by 20. So bridge is balanced. Therefore 25 ohm resistance is ineffective. That is, no current would flow through it. Therefore RS1 equal to 5 plus 10, 15 ohm. RS2 equal to 10 plus 20, that is 30 ohm, and R equivalent is equal to, the formula is R1 R2 upon R1 plus R2, R1 plus R2. Therefore it is RS1 into RS2 upon RS1 plus RS2. That will be equal to 15 into 30 upon 15 plus 30. That is 15 into 30 upon 45. That is 10 ohm is the answer. Alright, so the effective resistance, equivalent resistance is 10 ohm. So like this, there are several questions, numerical questions based on the balanced and unbalanced Wheatstone bridge. The unbalanced Wheatstone bridge we will be discussing next time in my lecture. So this is all for today's lecture. Okay students, bye and thank you.